Hi everyone, welcome back to Rich's Garage. One of my subscribers left a question in the comments about clear coats. So this video is for Farm Boy. He said that he was building a 359 and he wanted to know what clear coat to use. Well, so that's a pretty broad question. So I just wanted to throw a couple things out there, maybe help him out. So here we go. Some people go high-end and use automotive type clear coats. One thing I'm not sure is if Farm Boy, if you're looking to use an airbrush or if you're looking to use a spray can. So we can talk about a couple of things. If you were using an airbrush, Model Master makes small jars of clear coat that you can use. This one happens to be a flat clear, but they have gloss coats. I don't have a sample here, but the small cans, spray cans of Testers makes for, and also Micro or Model Master, I'm sorry, same company. Small spray cans for clear coat, but you can also use larger cans. So this happens to be a Krylon can. Now this is satin, so I use aerosols for different things. A lot of times if I'm doing weathering, I don't want a gloss finish, I want to seal it with a satin or a flat. But one thing you want to look for with these is look for non-yellowing. So here's an older can of Rust-Oleum clear, and it doesn't say anywhere that it's non-yellowing, right? But if you look at the newer stuff, again, this one is a matte, which is flat. Fast drying, non-yellowing, UV resistant. So this way, if you're putting it, your model somewhere where sunlight's hitting it, this is designed to top coat something that could be indoors or outdoors. So, look for non-yellowing or UV resistant. One thing as far as technique, if you buy the smaller model-specific clear coat spray cans, they're going to spray a finer mist. So that's obviously a little bit better for a model. But these work fine. But one thing I do make sure that I do is to start your spray away from the model. So let's say we had here's a sanding block. If I was going to spray the sanding block, I wouldn't start right on it. I'd be out here, press it and spray, and then move with an even stroke across. I stop, I press again, I come across. I don't fog it, continually holding the button. I don't like to do that. That's just my personal preference. Now hold it, come across. One thing you'll find with the cans is if you don't start spraying out here and you spray here, it's going to spit on you and you're going to see the actual little droplets. With a good clear coat, they're somewhat self-leveling, so they'll smooth themselves out, but it just gives you a little bit more control. So just to show you that you can spray this stuff on a model, in one of my last videos I talked about I was going to spray some of the chrome pieces in, possibly to, let me start again. I was going to spray the deck plates on my Peterbilt with a flat or matte. This is matte clear. This is a Rust-Oleum product. To see what it looked like, if I was happy with it, because I'm thinking about my wheels, I may spray them with the matte. So just to show you, this is what came out of the box. You can see how shiny that is. If I can, put this, I get the light on, so you can see the difference in reflectivity. So it dulled it down just a bit where you can look at it with the light on it without getting that glare in your eye. But so let's take a little close look at it. There's no, you don't see droplets and runs or anything like that. So you can get a good finish using a big spray can like this. It's just take a little practice, and get your technique down, and it'll work out fine. Advantage of this is that obviously you get a lot more product for your dollar, so that's a plus side. One thing too I should mention to you though is the tip. When I first started to spray this, I sprayed the back side first. I didn't clean any of this up. I just sprayed right on here. I sprayed both of them in the back. But it was very spotty and blotchy when it first came out because this can had sat for a while and the tip got a little bit clogged. So what I did is I got a Q-tip, dipped it in mineral spirits. You can use the odorless type. You don't have to, instead of the straight original mineral spirits. And just lightly wiped this and cleaned off the tip. And then it had a nice spray pattern. And I sprayed the front. And like I said, you can even see, on the sprue, it has that nice frosted color to it. So like I said, you can get good results with the flat or with the spray can, whether it's flat, semi-gloss, which is a satin. They have different names for it, and gloss clear. So that's if you're spraying, right? We didn't talk too much about airbrush stuff, but an airbrush, if you're using that, it's a little bit different, right? You're going to put this is a lacquer, so you have to use lacquer thinner with this one. If you had an enamel clear, you can use mineral spirits, or acrylic, you can use water. There's another option that I use for different models, and a lot of people on YouTube also use this. This is Pledge. It used to be the old Future. This is a relatively new bottle. It doesn't say Future on here anymore, it just says Pledge. What I figured we'd do is maybe do a little demonstration. So there's this product, which again you can get, I forgot how much this was, $5, something like that, for 27 ounces. And this is good for if you're doing, say, a pre-decorated model, which I think Farm Boy had. He was working, one of his models was pre-assembled, and he was doing some details to it. So, if you're trying to put a gloss coat on something that's already been built, and you have windows on it or some other pieces that you don't want to get the clear coat on, you have a lot of masking to do. With something like Pledge, you can use a brush and apply it. So let's do that. So what I have here, this is a spoon that for some project I was testing out. And what this paint is I think this is Interior Green, right? Yeah. This is Model Masters Interior Green. It's a flat, it's a military color. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this on with a brush. We'll let it sit. I'll stop the video and then I'll come back in an hour and we'll see what it looks like, so you can see how it performs. So I just have some of this in a little jar, so it's just easier to deal with. So let me do that. So this brush is I'm not going to use this one. I think I'll use a smaller one. Is just a soft bristle brush. It's not stiff, so I don't want a stiff brush because I don't want to streak it. You don't need a lot, and you don't want to overwork it. So I'm just going to get the tip, just a little bit on the tip, and I blot it on the side. I prefer to work slower rather than faster. And let's see how I can do this up here. See how steady I can hold it. Alright. This is self-leveling too, so it will level itself. And I'm just going to let that sit. I'm not going to do any more to it. I'm just going to let that sit. The great thing about this is I can just go to clean this up, go to the sink, run water on it, wash it off, be done with it. Let me just get this little seam. It may run down here just a little bit. I picked a curved surface here, so I'll just get a little bit of that out of there. Alright. And then last, as an option, there's products you can get at craft stores, Michael's and other places. This is a varnish, this is a gloss. So we're going to, again, this is water-based, and it comes in, you have gloss, you can get matte, which is a flat finish, and satin, which would be a semi-gloss. And there's different brands. I also have, this is also a gloss varnish. Right? Now, let me give this a little shake. So you see the floor, the Future. I didn't have to shake it or anything like that. Just dipped right into it, and there you go. And this you can get in any supermarket. Even some convenience stores have it. Alright, so let's compare these two. Now, I've never done this, so this will be an interesting comparison to see side by side. So this, as you can see, is going to be milky, but it's going to dry clear. Blot that off. Now I'm going to do, let's see if we do the other side here and see what we get. So it's a little bit thicker in consistency, alright? And if you look, you see a little bit of milkiness still in there. That's that. We're going to let that sit. I'm going to go clean my brushes. And I'll resume the video in an hour. Maybe a half hour, we'll see. It's raining again this week. We just had a rain shower go through. So we'll give it an hour to dry, and but normally this will dry, you know, probably 20 minutes. So that's that. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, everyone, it's been an hour, and we're back. So let's take a look at the spoons where I left it. So this is the clear varnish. Okay, and this is the future side, and they are in fact dry. So rub on that, no problem. Doesn't come off. And you know, you can put another coat on this and slowly build it up. So remember, this was a flat paint. I didn't sand this, so it's trying to fill in all the you know, little nooks and crannies of the flat finish. But you know, if you have something that's starting out a little bit smoother, you know, it does a pretty good job. Trying to get a good reflect off. It's nighttime here. Let's see. So you can see that's pretty good. So either way to go. So just a you know, an option that if you don't want to deal with the hassle of spraying and you want something that's pretty quick, easy to clean up, you know, the pledge works pretty well. What I use this for a lot of times is if I'm decaling something, and if I don't have a good gloss finish on it, or I'm not sure, like, you know, if you're doing a military thing, this is something I would do this and then decal over it, and then I can either go with a matte in varnish or spray flat over it to seal the decal. It makes it easier to decal. The decal's not trying to get down into all of the little nooks and crannies of the flat paint. But another thing, you know, I do model trains as well. So if I weather a car and you want to do a new inspection date or something, you know, you brush paint something and you want a little bit of gloss to put the decal over, you can do that. Also, if you use any craft paints, typically, you know, here's a black craft paint. So if I was to paint, you know, let's say a mud flap or a hose or something, and you want either a satin finish or a gloss finish after it dries, you know, with a gloss finish, you can just hit it with some Future, and that helps to seal the acrylic paint and toughen it, or you can mix it in. If I airbrush some acrylic paint, I'll mix in varnish with it up front for different finishes. So so there you have it. So Farm Boy, one thing else I would suggest is search on YouTube for either, you know, the word pledge with Future, or just Future. There's a lot of great videos out there on how to use this. So I hope that helps. You know, if you got another question, go ahead and ask, and we'll see if we can help you out with that as well. So that's it for now. Thanks.